J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Everybody that usually come through, you already know the deal. We about to chop it up. As you know, I always can go off on a side note or two. But shout out to MovieBot on YouTube, who had a theory about my character on Power Book 4 that actually got the people talking. And, I appreciate it. I wish he was writing for the show, but I'm going to address some of his theories and other things. Of course, I'm always going to get in the comments, and I'm going to put the link in the description. So if anybody want to come up and talk with me live, we more than welcome to do that. Now, I didn't actually see the theory myself, but a couple people told me about it, even my friends at the gas station. Shout out to the Maya gas station in Indianapolis. You know, my guys over there, they let me know they had saw the little theory, as well as a regular guest on the show, my man Christian, let me know. And, that's what's up, as well as some people in some comments. And I appreciate y'all in the comments for letting me know as well. And shout out again to MovieBot for, at least not forgetting about my character. Keeping my name alive, Holmes. You gotta keep the name alive in these streets, man. Maybe it get enough views, and maybe they make a new episode, Power Orgy. They put me in Power Orgy, and we make it happen, Holmes. That's how we do. I mean, well, they have to be local not to do it. That's what I say. Why you bring it the character and don't use it? Dale de loco, Holmes. You don't want to do that. Come on, man. It's like going to play baseball and you don't have a full team, man. You can't even eat on run, man. You don't even get a little slap eyes, man. What are you doing, huh? You know, as you eat on run, you're going to have to get a little slap eyes, slap in the eye, man. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? Where's that with that, huh? Where's that with that? Anyway, a lot of other things to talk about, as well as Jake Paul got his ass beat last night. Did y'all see that? I mean, boy, he got his jaw broken 2 places, bro. You know, man, I think what's up with that is he actually fought a boxer in their prime. Either he didn't fight boxers that were pure boxers and they were close to their prime in age, but they were washed up in whatever sport, but they weren't pure boxers, or he did fight boxers that were way past their prime. And also he fought at least every fight that I've seen him fight, which I think I've seen at least 4 or 5 of his fights, which I think that's about half maybe, or give or take. But he was usually the bigger man. And against Joshua, he looked like kid. So they want to be a thug. Hey, look here, bruv. Hey, bruv, I'm going to give you a 1-2 smashing, and I'm going to give you a hell of a wall up to your chin, all right? You're going to take a hell of a wall up, and then I'm going to go back and eat some tea and crumpets, bangers and mash, and I'm going to enjoy my day, bruv. Just like an English gent. I went home. I went over to the States, bruv. Beat up a little punk American kid. Went back home. Call it a day. Anyway, I didn't see this fight, and I didn't even know this fight was taking place, but I did just read about it, and we'll get into that later. And that is Andrew Tate came out of retirement after like 5 years. Most people don't know Andrew Tate actually was a kickboxing champion, but from what I read, he actually was in a regular boxing match this fight, and he lost. They said he even got knocked down and was bloodied. He was fighting in Saudi Arabia. And my point of bringing both of these fights up is that Andrew Tate and Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all of them is kind of like this little red pill stuff, manosphere in a way. I guess they've all took their own pills and Kool-Aid to the point where I guess they think all the stuff they taught could actually work. Because from what I read, Andrew Tate fought a dude that's a current heavyweight champion as well. Or he's very close to it. He's closer in his prime than Andrew Tate is. So we got two people fighting people way out of their league. And why? They got the bigger network. I mean, Jake Paul don't have a bigger name than Anthony Joshua in the world of boxing, but maybe in the outside world, maybe. But because of their name or their mouth, they got their ass kicked. So I'm wondering, I doubt this is going to actually take place, but a lot of people running their mouth and they starting to have checks bounce on that ass, okay? So I'm wondering, I also saw a video of some people some Karens doing craziness and it backfired and they got arrested. So I'm like, hey, maybe that season is over. As well as we'll get into some real talk. Like I was talking to a friend and everybody trying to make it. I get it. I get it. Believe me. Me too. Believe me too. Everything you see is me trying to find something that I can do to make it and figure it out. Okay. And I've been like that my whole life. All right. That's why where we was growing up in Chicago, we call it hustling. But that could be even working a job or working two jobs or whatever, trying to start your own business. It ain't always about negative or selling drugs, or stealing. And like at the time of me being injured, I was trying to find ways. I was 33. I mean, I felt like I was old. Like I need to get something going. And this was in 2011. So this before social media blew up. I wasn't like I was looking at people making millions and I was feeling I just felt like, dang, I'm getting up there. Like when I'm gonna keep working a regular job and then what? Expect to retire? Like I just didn't think that would be the future even then. So I was trying to have another rental property or whatever the case, pay off cars or whatever. And like I would when I was with my son's mother, before I even got to trying to do that, I would tell her things like, "Hey, we may be broke for most part right now, but we both have jobs. So like when tax time come, we could use that money because we had a couple kids at the time, two with her and one was mine or whatever, but we could use this to pay this off or put this as a down payment for that, or let's start our own business or whatever the case." And when there always be reasons why we couldn't, why want to do this or that. And so my point being is that when I was on my own and do things, I used that money to do things to get ahead. And like for instance, like people that are trying to figure out what to do next. I mean, you could say, well, I tried this before, or this business didn't work, or that. Well, that could be true, but you got to be honest. You like a lot of people ain't honest with themselves. And like, if you really, really honest with yourself, did you put in the most effort? Did you really learn as much and study about what you was doing? And if all these things, did you really want to have your heart into that? Were you really trying to something you wanted to do, or is it something you was doing because you thought it could have high risk or high reward or whatever. All of that is good, but if you're really honest with all of that, you're going to learn. You'll learn from yourself and you'll learn from that situation. You'll know what to do and what not to do. Spend time looking for that next thing that you could do for yourself or invest in. Think about what the world may be in 3 to 5 years. Do you really think you're going to be able to, trade your days, your time basically for money, basically working for hours or driving Uber or driving Lyft? You really think? I mean, they're going to be bringing automated cars with AI and things. That doesn't mean opportunities go away though, but it means they change. I mean, you may, for example, want to get your credit together so that in 3 years, when the time comes, you can get one of those, automated cars, driverless cars or whatever with your credit, and then have it work for you while you at home. All kind of different things. I'm just thinking out of the box. Hey, maybe it's a different business or something you want to do. I definitely suggest, you know, looking into it and researching it. But a lot of people have a little bit of money to do something with it at least once a year. So I know we all say it take money to make money, and that is true. It's different amounts of money it takes to, get started and make money. But if there's a will, there's a way. You know, like a lot of you all watching this know, I'm trying to work with a friend of mine and work on a new business thing where I could be able to, because I've been thinking this way for 14 years. And this way is, how could you make money or work or do something, be productive without your body? Whereas I think most people, it's going to be a shock for them when they can't use their body to go to work with AI comes abroad. Whereas I had to go through that, like, in a way, overnight, because it wasn't like I was going to drive or load trucks or do all these type of things. So not that that was all I was able to do, but a lot of things were limited overnight. So I had to think of what could I do with my mind, but also I got a lot of limits on me and rules because of the government and medicine and things. So, you know, only so much I can do anyway. But with that being said, when we think about something and really put our time into it, it's a way to come up with stuff. It definitely is. We'll get to some of these comments in a minute. Hold on 1 minute right quick. Let me get this water right fast. I should have had it next to me already. I want to be bent all over in here. No, y'all won't see that. All right. I'm gonna work my way from the bottom up. I know. I normally start from the top. But one journey, the most recent in the building. We give a shout out to first in the building, Lord Dragon. He said, yeah, I saw him mention that earlier. He talking about MovieBot mentioning Rojas. That's what's good. One journey. You say, what's up, Jay Moore? And how's your life journey? That's what's up. I was just actually talking about a little part of the life's journey. But hey, it's still going forward. And I mean, that's the best we can ask for. Hey, going forward smoothly is the best we can ask for. But it's going forward and no new bumps and bruises, Another random YouTube viewer. We got another random YouTube viewer over here. That's all right. You are welcome as long as y'all good. But you know what? You wrote so much. it made me realize I'm about to be another YouTube person wearing glasses in here. I can't, boy. Y'all have watched my eyesight deteriorate in real time. All my viewers that's been watching me for these years I've been on here. He say, "Hi, can you wish my Labrador Derek a happy 21st birthday?" Damn, he a OG. He's blind and doesn't know when he's taking a dump anymore, but he's my biggest fan. Cheers. Damn, man. I'm doing good out here in these streets. I got blind, dumb, no shitting labradoodles supporting me. You know what I'm saying? Who needs a movie bot when you reaching all the way down to the deaf, dumb, and blind animals? You know what I'm saying? I'm like Noah in this piece. My message is reaching far and wide. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to that ugly ass dog of yours. At least he got a good sense of humor and understand good content. This funny, this comment next. Say you a smart dude, Jay. Shout out to Kush is blessed. I appreciate it. Kush is blessed. That was a great comment. I think you very intelligent yourself. But no, I think that was about when I was speaking on ways to try to figure out a way to make something happen with your mind more than your body. Because here's the thing, here's the catch 22. So if you work, 8 hours a day, then you work another 4 hours a day, that's only 12 hours. How many hours can you sleep? You can only go to sleep 6 hours. Okay, let's say you only sleep 6 hours, which isn't good for your health long term. I wouldn't suggest doing that for 10, 20, 30 years. But let's say you only sleep for 6 hours. You had 18 hours a day, which leaves what? Just 6 hours left. So how much time will you give to your friends, family, food, travel? Because I said work 8 hours. And what? You work another job for 4 hours. That's 12 hours. That's the working time. That ain't the traveling to get there and back. Then you got to go to sleep. That's only 6, not even a full 8, which leaves you with just 6 hours left in the day of travel time, food, friends, social life. That's why so many people don't have friends and social life. It ain't no time. How could you keep up with this stuff? Let alone if you got kids or family and stuff that's demanding. We don't have time. And if you don't get out of this second one of that 4 hours extra job, it just gets worse and worse. And then those jobs are easily replaceable and rotating. And then people say, but I can't quit it. I got to get this money. I got to do this. And mostly it's women that I hear say that. And I'm going to tell you straight up, this is the problem that women will always have, because women, and I ain't Andrew Tate, so don't go there. But the truth is, men are built to sacrifice, not to go without. Not to say that we shouldn't have friends either. This is the same problem of the rat race. That's what they call the rat race, and what I just named, how your time, 24 hours, get taken away. But if it was a man and versus a woman, here's the thing, like a man will sacrifice things like his, clothes, or having to do this or going this way for his family or for his friends. They even sacrifice a lot of his happiness, for all of these things, as long as his family and friends is happy. I mean, his family and his loved ones is happy, and if it takes these sacrifices of going without to get ahead, a lot of times we'll do that. But if it's just to stay in the same circle of things, it's a problem. I mean, I wouldn't have lived here if I wasn't trying to compromise to make, her happy and to supposedly be better for the family. Otherwise, I wouldn't have moved here, because it wasn't beneficial for me. I didn't have any friends network here. I didn't live here. or go to school here or all of that stuff. I had better money and better paying jobs and better opportunities and all kind of stuff. Could have been doing all kind of things easier, but that was a sacrifice for that. And then when it didn't end up, I could have moved back. But then, they have he has his network and things. So you try to sacrifice for that, things like that. So it's a lot of ways and things, even when things didn't work out, I went and got a 1 bedroom or something, try to, not necessarily for them, but I figure if I don't have this or that, I can save, rebuild, then get a better place, which eventually I did. And, so, and then I didn't go spend money on a lot of things until I was in a better position to do it. Now, I'm not saying I got everything perfect or that I didn't make mistakes, because I did make plenty of mistakes. And I had, I didn't make a lot of the same mistakes. Like, you know, definitely try not to put myself in financial debt or buy things I know be a struggle to pay for or whatever. And although I am tight right now, it's because I was hoping a couple things would work out. And you shouldn't do nothing before, you say what? Don't count them chickens till you got them in a 6 piece. So, you know, definitely knew that and shouldn't have did that. But I didn't go too far where, hey, at least I can't, you know, afford that 6 piece. But damn, if I could do it over again, I may have waited to buy it. You know what I mean? All right. That's enough rambling. I'm about to go ahead. Let's get into this power. Jigger, you say right there with you. Trying to escape those disability handcuffs while trying to come up is hard. It definitely is hard. It is a lot of more resources to maybe make things happen, though, now than it ever was. For example, I'll give you one piece of game right here, man. And this game is for free. And that is, you can't have, let's just put it this way. One thing that you can do if you are in a disability handcuff situation or an income cap situation, but you still want to try to be productive and possibly be able to do something or make something, but you ain't at that position yet, is that if you do have something you're interested in that you really believe you can make something of productive, you can start a company, whether it's a S corp or, well, I suggest like a S corp or a C corp, some type of corporation, not a LLC. But whatever the case may be, you could research and see what worked best for you in your situation. And then after you start that, being the owner of the company, you necessarily don't have to pay yourself. And you can run your company, and hopefully whatever you choose can be successful. And one day you could be making enough profit where you can pay yourself one day. And hopefully when that day comes, it's enough profit where you can pay yourself and you don't have to worry about not being able to still take care of the things you could possibly lose or offset, you know. And it's a lot more that can go into that to get more detail, but you know how it is. Better go, and that's a whole nother convo. Oh, I just realized, let me put the link in here as well for a little bit later. I had a bunch of people ready for these Rojas theories. Old movie bot out here. So, shout out to movie bot. I need to pull that up. But he did have some theories about power, book 4, and it was cool. Like I said, hearing about him, I didn't actually see them because again, he got so many videos out. I don't know.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Whoops. I don't know which one was which. So, with that being said, the thing is not to hate or any of that. I could. So, for example, one of the things that I did years ago was start a YouTube channel, trying to think outside the box of ways I could work, be productive from home. And it was good. And I was making a lot of videos, theories. It was fun. We was only 2 or 3 people doing it at the time. So that was great. Me, Mark Dark, and I'm guessing one other person. I don't know who, but I'm guessing it couldn't have just been me and Mark Dark. Anyway, I'm talking about what, 2017? All right, 2017, talking about power. Anyway, I'd say around COVID 2020, that's when, for those that know, been around for a minute, but those that don't, that's when Lionsgate flagged most of my videos about power. And that's why I changed the format and why I don't use power pictures necessarily in that type of format. I may put a picture up or talk about it while I'm going live, but I don't make those clips and anything because after they flag like 100 plus videos at that time, and then they would demonetize them but still leave them up, meaning that they just wanted to take the money from the videos and things. And so I don't know, maybe they don't do it anymore. That's been 5 years now. So but they did it for about a year, and I just gave up on even messing around like that because then I'm putting in all that time and effort. For one, people wasn't watching the videos as much as they watch them now, but still, to have it is working for free. But not only that, they taking it when the truth of the matter is everybody that does this, they should be thanking because it's free promotion. We don't work for them. And we get people talking about the shows and things out there for free and all of that. But whether I'm making jokes or, doing accents or funny commentary or whatever, it was keeping people interested in the show. I never would tell people don't watch the show. I'm trying to diss the show. But if I'm doing Angie, I gotta do it like that. Oh God, I love you, Ghost. Anyway, all in good fun. I still got the videos up. Nevertheless, I changed it up. And more power to everybody that can still use their pictures and stuff. I probably could try it again and probably be okay, but I don't even want to do it because the problem with that was it didn't happen immediately. And even if it did happen immediately, the problem was I realized if I begin to have my financial, future or something tied to this, and they can flag it or take it down, or anytime something could happen, I could lose everything or something, or take the channel away. Or da, 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 da. That's why so many creators create new channels, and I get it. That's why this channel barely grows. I actually had negative subscribers this last month, but anyway, that's why I try to find other ways to make money and do things outside of YouTube, whether it was, and I also don't want to do too many sponsorships and stuff and reading all of that stuff because I don't like to say that, don't, whatever. But anyway, that's why I try to find other ways, whether it's from acting again or the vending or whatever to do, build an app, all kind of different things I try to do to stay productive, busy, that I can do that work with me, as well as I still do this, although the financial situation is definitely different. This dude, Movie Bot, hell, they love him. He make a killing. Anyway, to the theory, he says, one of the ones I heard was he said that I may kill Diamond Sampson if Diamond Sampson ends up in jail. Now, the theory, I may kill Diamond Sampson if Diamond Sampson ends up in jail with MovieBot, I will say, is a great theory. And I don't know which one of these it is. I'm sure people probably watch them already. I'm doing these videos. Maybe it's this one, the end of CBI with Diamond in jail. I mean, I'm guessing. I mean, everybody told me this in the last day or so, so probably. Nevertheless, it sounds good. I wish he worked for Power, but it's not true. Now, from what I heard, it say that if Diamond get caught up or Tommy set him up or something like that. Again, I'm more going off what I heard, which I don't even remember half of that. But if he went to jail or got set up, that Rojas, I got revenge for you, Chocolito. Come here, come here, come low. Come here, come get. I can only get you below the belt, muchacho. What you think, I'm loco? If I stab you in the knee, it won't do nothing. You know why? Because you're a Negro. You damn Negro. I know it. You got too big. You too big, huh? You Negro. You get too big. See, they ain't like those jokes. What's wrong with my jokes? Anyway. Nah, man. It ain't no damn way that's gonna happen. And I'll tell you how that ain't gonna happen. And if they does happen, you know who gonna really be in the next one? The real me. Hey man, where my money? Bitch, where my money, man? Where my money? He gonna be like, damn, disabled actor / failed YouTuber / vending machine man, candy man / candy man stabs someone he thought was a director, but it was the wrong person. Y'all see that on the news, then they'll be putting me in there in jail for real. I'll be trying to claim real street credit. Hey man, did y'all see Power? That was based on a true story. Y'all know Rojas? That was me, man. Yeah, that's my real name. Yeah. All right. So protect me. I ain't nobody bitch. That's rule number 1. Nobody bitch. Or I'm gonna have boo-boo on they little wee-wee, okay? That's what they gonna have. Nah, man. But all jokes aside, and again, shout out to MovieBot. See, he don't make jokes like me, which I guess that's why he more successful. Because believe it or not, everybody don't think my jokes is funny, which I get. I get it. Everybody don't think everybody jokes is funny. I don't have no shame in the game. Shout out to Dave Chappelle as well on Netflix. I'm going to talk about that a little later too. But, anyway, all I look at it as, if a person don't like it, just change the channel. All right. But no, the reason that this theory is not going to work is because I ain't in the show, man. I mean, hell, it's the 7th episode. The show is canceled. They didn't release a spinoff, The Wrath of Rojas. They need to release that spinoff, The Wrath of Rojas or Raising Rojas. Either one will do. Either one will do. Anyway, since neither one of those have been announced, it ain't announced what they're going to do, a spinoff with D-Mac. How many of y'all want to see the D-Mac spinoff? I mean, hey, I ain't hating on him. If he get that job, go for it. Hey, call Uncle Rojas, Holmes. Call Uncle Rojas. So, maybe Raising D-Mac may be the next one. But I ain't in the show. So how can I kill him if I ain't in the show. I didn't film for season 3. And I don't gotta be secretive. It's no NDA for Lifetime. And they didn't call and let me know nothing. They was real secretive on what they did. They didn't call and tell me a damn thing. I heard from people through the grapevine that they was filming, and I had to holler at my agent like, yo, Rojas need to handle his crew. What's up? Rojas need to go see what's up with his people. She said, oh, let me know something. Okay, well, I'll get back to you. I'm like, okay, do that, huh? Do that. I get the little call back. This is Roja. She's like, oh, yeah, it's budget cuts. You fired. You fired. Is it because of the tariff? Is it because of the tariff, Holmes? Oh, shit. Oh no, man, why you doing the budget? I heard they still moving that pity. No, it's no cause. If anything, it make it the price go up. Nah, but she did say it was budget cuts. So my part of the budget, the $2,000 part of the budget got cut. What is that? How they gonna have a budget cut to save on the story, and all they paid me was $2,000? All right, look here. We got a meeting on the series 3 for book 4. We need to make some serious cuts to the budget. All right, what we gonna do? All right, first off, let's cut JP. Everybody tired of his little fruitness. Let's cut him out. Instead of 8 or 9 episodes, we'll give him 2. If we add it all up, it'd probably be 3. But we ain't gonna give him much screen time. We'll reduce his role. What about Rojas? Yeah, we'll cut him too. And all right, I guess that's it. All right, we can move on. Like, really? That's it? Nah, they cut a bunch of other people's roles or reduced them, but they didn't need to do no budget cut with me. They wasn't paying me nothing. I don't know. Maybe my agent behind the scenes was demanding too much money, and they probably did a budget cut, or told her hell no, and then she came and said, "Yeah, it's a budget cut." Now I'm just joking, in case she watching. Nah, but that kind of thing does happen. I don't think that happened here. I would hope not. But those kind of things does happen though in the industry. I remember just recently seeing, I think T-Pain or somebody saying that they was gonna do something for somebody, and then when they tried to call, the agent was like, nah, we declined. We don't think no, that wasn't T-Pain. That was he played in Minister Society, Chauncey. What's his real name? I can't think of it right now. Chauncey, he was in everything from Ray to all kind. He's an excellent actor. I can't think of his name right now. Character, he a B-level actor, which is actually where you want to be, because you can still go around and live your life. You won't get mobbed by people and stuff. You can still go eat dinner. You make good money though. You make way more than the average job. You could be a millionaire as a career B actor. You know, when you get to A level, that's when the pressure of the movie's on you, and you got to do this and that. You got the most work to do, the most lines. Yeah, you could get the most money, but then if the movie flops, you get all of it, or the show doesn't work, you get all the blame and all this stuff. So, and then it's just so much to go with being an A-list actor. It's high risk, high reward, you know. But Clifton Powell, there it is. Clifton Powell, OG Clifton Powell, that's right. And yeah, he was saying that he is at the B level, which I would say Clifton Powell is a B level actor. And also, B level actor does not have anything to do with skill. It has to do with that's how you ended up. Because it ain't even the look, it ain't even the age. It's all kind of reasons how and why somebody could end up in that level. Shout out to the guy that died yesterday or today, who was in The Mask. He was a B-level actor at a time, but he may have made it to the A-list, but he found out he died of a heroin overdose. He'd been on heroin for 30, 40 years. But anyway, um, these people, they have people say different things for them sometimes. And he told them, don't speak for me. I said I'll do that. They like, yeah, but they weren't offering enough money. He like, yeah, but he was basically talking about doing a project, black owned project. And they was like, yeah, that ain't enough money. He like, don't tell me how much is enough for me. If I told my people I'm going to do something for them, I'm going to do it. You can't tell them no for me. If I said I'd do it for that amount, I'd do it for that amount. And he say the reason he do those type of low budget projects that you'll see him in is because most of them people can't afford big names or whatever. And without some type of name, most of them projects won't get seen, which is another way to kind of keep up and coming people without the approval, so to speak, of moving up and getting somewhere. So, when he say that, I look at that, that's what's up. That's what you should be doing, especially if he already a multimillionaire. You ain't really got to do stuff for the money no more. If you manage your life right, what do we really need? We need to pay for our house and secure transportation and make sure we got enough food to eat the rest of our life. So if you pay for your house and you end up getting a car or whatever that you need, 2 or 3 cars even. They ain't got to be all $1 million car, whatever. You should be good. Of course, everybody live beyond their means one way or another. But, we can always make sure we got enough to eat, food in the bank, money in the bank to buy food. But anyway, it's always good to give back and not charge for everything. I'll give another example, a personal example, and then I move on, which was at one point a few years ago, before podcasting really blew up. I say about 4 years ago now, when Raising Canaan first came out, Uncle Marvin, I contacted him, and for those that know, and for those that have been in my Discord and been a part of the channel for years, all of my channel members that have been around for then, they definitely know that behind the scenes, whether it was Aries Spears or Uncle Marvin or whatever the case that was coming during that time, I would give him updates. And Uncle Marvin actually told me when I messaged him, yeah, I'll do it. That's what's up. We actually had a couple messages back and forth. I'm like, cool. He like, all right, tell my such and such. He gave me their information that I want to do it, and they'll schedule it up for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit them up. They tell me, no, he won't do that. Your chat first, they say, send me your channel information. They like, all right, cool. Send me your channel information. This is why subscribers are important for channels, because from another person looking, if you don't have but X amount of subscribers, they think your channel is struggling, not worth it, not doing good, whatever. If you have X amount of subscribers, they'll think, hey, this is a big enough platform that if I go and do this, I can get exposure that helps me. I'm not going to go just to help you. I'm looking on how it can help me. And so whatever they thought, well, I know what they thought, because they told me, no, he can't do it. So they obviously thought it wasn't enough to help them. This is a couple years ago, but my channel been kind of in limbo for a few years. So my subscribers wasn't too much more, give or take. So they decided, for whatever reason, this don't have enough people watching that's worth them to have his time, not even 30 minutes of his time, come through. And I was like, damn. And then I messaged him like, hey, man. And he returned this message, dude. But then after this, the messages stopped. But I was like, yo, I messaged your people and they said no. And he was like, what? He's like, oh man, did you tell him? I said, yeah. I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll get back to him, let you know. I'm like, cool. And then after like a week or so, I ain't gonna be messaging somebody and sweating them, especially if I'm asking them to come for free. Although I would pay, but only but so much. I mean, what would you pay? Would you give him $500? Would you give him $1,000? I'm not. But anyway, because then I'd be saying, well, if I pay you $1,000, what's the return on my investment? If I pay you $1,000, you better show me some metrics or something showing that I'm about to have 50,000 views or something, Otherwise, what the hell I'm paying you $1,000 to do? That's doing you a favor now. Anyway, so it ain't work out. But I tried to mess him a couple of times and shoot, it shit went blank crickets. I just stopped messaging. The thing with Ari Spears, is make it quick. He said, yeah, but he said, I said, all right, if you want to charge or something, this is what I said before, because this was after that experience. I'm like, hey, if you charge or something, let me know. He like, yeah, I'll do it. Give me $100. I'm like, all right, bet. How you want it? He like, send it to my Cash App, such and such. I sent it to Cash App the same day. They like, all right, bet. He like, when you want to do it? I'm like, what's your next availability? He tell me. Then he canceled the day of. I didn't put out promotion and Instagram, everything, letting everybody know we had about 50 people waiting, all kind of stuff. He ain't show. The last minute. I'm like, ain't that a blip? I'm like, all right. So then do it again. And I tell people or whatever, he ain't show. Then he do it again. Man, I ain't even tell nobody this time because shoot, yeah, people keep coming for these no shows. He didn't no show again. Now we going back and forth, man. What's up? Give me my money back. You ain't gonna show. What's up? What the hell? He saying he gonna give it back. He ain't gonna show. What da da da. Then time go by. This is going over months now. And then after that, he end up saying, "All right, I'ma show," because he ain't get the money back. This $100. $100, and he said the price. Ain't like I asked you, hey, could you come talk to me for $100, please, please? I said, let me know the price. If you'd have said 500 or 1,000, I'd have been like, all right, cool, deuces, and that'd have been it. You said 100 anyway. After going through all that, he finally show up, and then when he show up, say, oh, I can't turn on my camera. I can only talk on the phone. And I only got like 30 minutes. Really? Man, give me my damn money back. Man, for real. And what I realize is, man, all these Mad TV people, I bet you they butt hurt that the only people that really made it off that show is Key and Peele, Jordan Peele and Keegan. And that not only are they the only ones that made it, but they probably hate that what is unique about Key and Peele is that they the only ones in every skit. They didn't put nobody else in their skits. It was only them. Like they may have a couple extras in the background, but they wasn't really talking. The only people, they'd wear wigs or whatever. And yeah, that made it kind of funny. But if you look and they basically doing the same thing as Mad TV or Saturday Night Live type stuff or Chappelle Show, it's just that they play all the characters and everything. Which, I guess is kind of unique or this or that. But if you on the show like Mad TV, you probably like, man, they wasn't even as funny as me, man. Man, they could at least gave one of us a job, threw us a bone. I ain't been on nothing since Jerry Maguire, man. Show me the money too, motherfucker. Show me the money. It wasn't just in real life. I want to see some money too. You got that Comedy Central money. You made them damn movies. I want to get out. I want to get out back on the TV. Shoot. Marquise Shell. I see Hollywood is weird in more ways than one. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying there, man. It be some haters, man, and some bad business people. Hey, man, you know what? I think I developed this because my parents did kind of teach me this, but my dad necessarily wasn't this way as much. But like having like ethics, not that he was unethical person, but like I guess having I don't know, man. I never quite defined it, but I got a code of laws that I live by, like RoboCop. I got the prime directives or whatever. Like number one, I ain't no punk bitch. That's number one. All right, nah, but he like man, for real though, like certain things I will never do for money, no matter how bad it gets. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I gotta be able to never do something that I can't lie to myself about. First of all, I can't lie to myself. That might be number one. I can't lie to myself. That's so ingrained. I couldn't do it if I want to. Two, can't do nothing for money or other reasons that compromise me. I just can't, and that includes being a sellout. If I became a politician one day, whatever I'm doing or saying, I gotta believe it. I can't take it for money. Like I'll feel too guilty and it go against who I am and all. I don't like you could stay at home. Like what you gonna try to do all this to buy cars and clothes and stuff like man, that's insane to me. It's nice to have nice things, but that stuff, for one, everything wears out. You can have the nicest of stuff, but eventually it's just your car or your house or whatever. It ain't the same. You eat lobster and steak every day. Eventually, that's just dinner. It's just dinner. And you'll be fat as hell. You look like DJ Khaled in this. We the best. But it's just dinner if you eat it all the time. It's just like all this stuff that you can't do that. You'll mess yourself up, uh, and a lot of that. And then like I try to be respectful as best I can. Even if I was in a lot of the arguments that I had with like home health aides, which is probably one of the worst things I've ever been through in my life, arguing with these people. I never called them out their name, hey, B, or da 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 da. I may have said get the hell out or something, but I ain't really gone and cut them as deep as I could and do things like that, try to really hurt somebody. We'd be arguing over whatever it is they don't want to do, and then we whatever. But it ain't me trying to, do this or that. So I try my best, and it is times where I have not, and I always try to do better. I know it's times where it was a bunch of craziness going on during COVID and Discord, all kind of people, man. I came across some people, man, and I probably could have handled it better. Definitely, some people, man. It's things you learn stuff new all the time, every day, and how I value a person's time or how I value what a person would do with me or for me or whatever. Other people don't see that the same way, and that's another one. I guess my prime directives. I'm Robocop. The new and improved. I'm Robocop. Anyway, I mean, one of my prime directives is value a person's time. I try not to use a person only to get what I can get out of somebody, but also if a person taking the time, whether they conversating, talking, even on this to whatever the case, at least take the time to listen when they talking to. They could be doing other things. could be watching other things, going other places. Don't nobody got to talk to anybody. People don't owe you nothing, you know? And so try to value somebody's time when they try to use it or whatever the case. And they go both ways, because the person that you talking to don't have to be listening to you or spending time vice versa. So, you know, definitely gotta try to do that. So let me get some of these comments. Let's see. Hope Andrea, you say, yep, them playing most of the characters made the show unique. I must have missed I guess you're saying how they put all the different characters in the show made it unique. But unfortunately, one of the things I think that hurts Power is that they put a lot of characters in the show, but because it's only 10 episodes, maybe these writers are still used to writing for a 18 to 23 episode show. And when you're writing for cable, and something that's now kind of trickled down throughout the industry, is that a lot of shows are now only 10 episodes, which cuts a lot of jobs in half. Think if you used to write for 20 episodes or so, you could do long story arcs with characters and fully write things out. That's why a lot of those type of shows are better than 10 episode shows. And so, you know, now the stories are shorter and the characters are not flushed out better, and they get less work. And it's less entertaining. That's the 3 strikes. You out of here. But think about these characters. If it was just 20 episodes each season, well, that means that would be like equivalent of 3 extra seasons. That would be like this going 6 seasons, dang near. If it was 10 episodes for 3 seasons more, that's 30 more episodes. So that's a whole new show. Imagine that. They could have kept me going. We could have saw what happened to a lot of stuff. Because, you know, they burnt my people up in the car. I gotta get a revenge. They end up setting up my people in that little hallway and stuff on the show. And then what? We just gave up. Why does she want me to be moved to another prison, and they gonna move their product out of my prison just to forget all about it? What was the point of the prison? I guess they said, you know what? We could just have her show up in one episode, have him yell at her, say we moving the fentanyl, and then next thing you know, that ties up that whole storyline. I guess if we kill Diamond in another episode or two, well, I guess they'll never ask, well, what happened to Rojas? Which, if they do kill Diamond or something like that, they still could have called me. I could have rolled up. Hey, boss, we got a call for you. Give me the burner. And don't give me the burner that was up your ass, muchacho. Give me the clean burner. Okay, this is Rojas. Hey, we just got the news. That big chocolatito is down. No more Negroes. It's only going to be a rose that grows where that Diamond Samson was. You have a nice time, Jefe. Like, oh, that's what I talking about. I was going to take the Negro down. No more knees growing around the Rojas. Dude, knees was all in my face. Dude, you better get your old Jimmy Superfly snuck a knee up out my damn face, boy. I better broke you off something proper up in here. But I break it down the sides. Then I just dive on his ass and start with the pencils. I take you down. That's what I say. That's the definition of taking you down. Take you down to my size, punk. Where's your brother? I want 2 for 1 special. Hey. Negretito. Diamond Samson. Your line in your seed ends here, punk. Then I go get a he-she to finish him off. Flip him over. Okay, little puppy. It's all yours. We send him back to his brother and let him know he been violated. Let him know what happened when you crossed the path. Do you miss me? Only way you can come and get revenge is if you step into my world. Come here. Do you hear me? What's his name again? Do you hear me, Jannar? Do you hear me? All that little crinkly crackly? We're gonna put it in the pan and fry it, and we're gonna serve it to your ex-girlfriend. Yeah. You're probably happy that your brother is gone. No more hermano. But let me tell you something. We're coming for you next. Yes, we are. Good lucky. Your mama is not here. Sorry for your mama. Sorry for your mama. Anyway. What else we going to talk about tonight before we get up out of here? Wow, internet stories. See, we talked about Jake Paul. Here go a video right here. Logan Paul. He tried to Debo, man, I'm getting old, y'all. I can't be remembering names worth a damn. Anthony Joshua. So the fight was when? Saturday? Was that last night or Friday night? Good grief. I didn't even realize it was Sunday till it was like 3 o'clock today. But anyway, the fight, it was Friday night. And I did the live stream with the fight combined with the live recap of Power. And one of the things that I just couldn't help but notice and comment on was this big ass master lock chain that's so blinged out. You know, I ain't never been that big of a fan of the bling. I did like a little bling and diamonds, don't get me wrong, but I think this big Run DMC thick master lock chain stuff is like over the top. But nevertheless, I commented on it multiple times. I think it was given to him by one of the sponsors because it had the sponsor's name on it. But in this video, we could see Jake Paul coming up behind him, try to take the chain off. What was he hoping, that it fall and he get to steal his chain or something? Look at him. Now, if this was reverse and the black man came up behind Jake, who is it? Logan Paul, Jake Paul. If he came behind Jake Paul and tried to take his chain off, all hell would break loose. They'd be all on the internet and everything saying, why did one of Anthony Joshua's team try to take Jake Paul? The blacks trying to steal, they this, they that. I mean, it's really insane. And then Anthony Joshua says, hey, bruv. And then he like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You sorry for what? Hey, man, you sorry for what? Putting your hands on my chain, trying to take it off? I wish Anthony Joshua would have been like, 2 for 1 special, bruv. Oof, oof. Take that, you half-ass fight. Oh, you take that, bruv. Let's take a look at this.
My chain.
My bad. Oh, my bad, bruv. My chain. My face, it flew off like my chain, bruv. My bad. Hey, bruv, I beat you and your brother's ass. My bad, bruv. Hey, where's my passport, bruv? Let me get L out here. Okay, bruv? It's time to get out of here, bro. We can go back and have some team incorporate. Jigga Man, you said, how come you never done any wrestling reviews or recaps? Man, I can't do a recap or a review on something I ain't don't know nothing about. I don't watch wrestling. I used to watch wrestling when I was like 12, not even 12. I'd say 10 is when I last really stopped watching wrestling, like around 1990. Well, 88, I was 10. So I think the last one was 1990. I think I was in like 6th grade. I actually did go to WrestleMania in 97 when it was in Illinois, Rosemont Horizon, 30 minutes outside of Chicago. And it was so horrible in person. But at that time, I was like 20 years old. And I was just trying to go to, I was like, let's see what it is, just to go to say I went. And good grief. Good grief. Hope Andrea, you said, Jay, who was the worst assassin? The one with the bicycle that Miguel fed to the pigs, or the one with the butter knife? Boy, the butter knife. Who was butter knife at the end of this last episode? Because dude at the last episode probably was the worst assassin in the history of power, for real. Like, I needed some agua. But like, horrible. Not only did you not get the job done, but you stabbed your partner. First of all, your plan sucked. It was a great plan and you messed it up. Like, how can you do both? How could you come up with a great plan and you mess it up? So your great plan is to what? Be in a place where Miguel not expecting, where he parked the car, which I don't know why that was a place he wasn't expecting, but you had the great plan of being somewhere Miguel wasn't expecting, and you brought a second person, so it's a 2v1. That's like almost a guaranteed win. And you could have had a couple options from there, and a lot of them would have been winners. Okay. One is one person walk up and run interference or distraction, while the second person come from behind and handle business. You can have one person walking from behind as distraction, while the other person come from the front and handle business. So many ways. How do you decide you want to handle business? I would say 9 times out of 10, both men that are there to handle business will be armed. I'm not even a killer, y'all. You see how I did this? And I'm not even a killer. I've never killed a person, you know. They lived. No, I'm just joking. But allegedly. But no, man. This dude messed it up from that point of getting the drop on him, which you have to be special to mess this up when you got the drop on somebody. Hell, your baby mama can take you out if she got the drop on you for real. She could just run you over. I've actually, sad to say, actually seen this on the news that a woman caught her baby daddy cheating on her here in Indianapolis. Here in Indianapolis, and this was in broad daylight, no less. This was just a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, or 3 at the most. It was all on the news. But she caught her baby daddy cheating on her. He was at work at the barber shop or something. And I forget the half of the story, but for whatever reason, I guess they was arguing or something. He came out the barber shop, and when he was outside the store, she ran him over. You know, so he didn't see her in the car. I guess she got the drop on him. She got the roll on him. Yeah, you know, rest in peace, amigo. But these dudes get the drop on them, and this dude brings some shoelaces and a butter knife. And you already, no wonder you done messed up all these other hits. You know what I mean? You ain't bring the right weapon to the right hit, or it ain't the right time, or you ain't bring another person to keep an eye. You could have been following Tommy all damn day. Why you waiting right there for Tommy? Why you got to meet him at that location to get him? Why don't you follow him all day? I gave you his address. You'll find him. You'll follow him. You find the time that work best for you, and you get his ass. Why you got to be coordinating with him? That was stupid. So anyway, that dude, worst killer. You ain't not only not take out your target, you killed your boy, and you had a knife. So you couldn't even stop your own arm. And after you stabbed your boy, okay, why'd you drop it and run? This your first day on the job? Okay, you stabbed him. Okay, why is that stopping you from still stabbing Miguel? I only got paid for one stabbing. I only got paid for one stabbing. If I want to try again, I need to get paid for 2 thrusts. They only pay me for 1 thrust per hour. I'll be back. 1 thrust per day. I'll be back tomorrow to finish the job. Hey, look here. I need to get paid for 3 thrusts. It may be a 3 thruster. I may have to do it. You have to take a 3 thrust try. That's why I wanted triple. Nah, man. Dude was trash. That's called plot armor, though, at the end of the day. And we all know that. Which, if I was to write a story, which I actually was working on till I realized it was taking a lot of my time, and I got to really try to figure out a way to make some money. And so I'm sidetracked right now. But hopefully everything work out and I'll get time back, which then I can use AI and other tools to help write my story. And what I would do, not necessarily a Rojas story, just whatever story I write. And what I would do differently, which I'm sure this is what makes other shows great, is that I will give, of course, everybody's got to give characters they like plot armor at a certain point. But what I would do with how I give a character plot armor is I won't put a character in a certain situation, or I won't have them say or do something that then, if they say or do this, then this character would have to say or do that, which then this and that. And now either I got to figure out a way to get them out of it, or they don't see this, or da. Or you're going to have to take them out or do whatever in these type of shows. So the best thing is to don't get them in that situation where you got them doing stuff like that. Like, I would have made it where the hitman missed Miguel again or something, and he had to tell him this or that, or something, or they shot and missed, or Miguel shot back or something. Make it a little something. I don't know. Miguel got one of his boys instead of him, and then he got spooked by that after the shootout or something. I would have did something to make that differently, other than how it played out with the wire, and then you killed the partner, and then you run away, and he's screaming in the wind. Man, to hell with what he's saying, man. You better finish that job or die trying. What? Get rich and die trying? You better finish the stick or die trying in this mug. Especially after dude in prison said that if you don't take him out, that's going to be your ass. So, you would have been there trying to finish that, right? Bobby Bailey, I wish you would have did that show called Hightown. It was a good show. I started watching Hightown in the final season, but I was so far behind. I watched like half of season 1. It was pretty good, but the only reason I'm able to still do these shows is that I've been stuck with them from day one in a way. and I got the time to do it because I already know. But if it would have been like, I didn't actually start watching Power season 1 or the OG Power until I think season 2 or 3. And so I was starting from there. I went back though and watched it. I had the time and things was different then. So I was able to go back and catch up easier. If I had the financial situation and the time and things then that I do now, I'd be all right. But now I got to kind of either catch it when it start and stick with it, which I could have caught Hightown when it started, but I didn't. And by the time everybody was saying it's good and you should do this or that, it was like in season 2 or 3. And I was like, man, forget it. I saw that Lamont was having people from the show come and talk, but I mean, he got over 100,000 subscribers. So, hey, I think even somebody from the show reached out to him, so it is what it is. But the way I've had people come through is from connections. It's not necessarily through my own. It's not anything because they saw my channel and they decided to do it. No, which would be good, but that hasn't happened. Maybe, but then again, I almost feel like this channel is really done. It is what it is, and if I really want to do something else or whatever, I need to just start a new channel because this damn channel, whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. Hang in there, make the most of it. And it is ways to redo some stuff, which I might do without starting over. You could reinvigorate your channel. I've seen stuff like that. Again, my plan is in the next 3 months to 4 months at most, have this app completed, the vending stuff going, and I'll be able to have more time to put back into this. Because, the thing in life really that's really cool is if you are able to find something you enjoy doing in life. And if you're able to make money doing it, that's even better. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy acting and things or whatever, but that ain't necessarily making it enough consistently, at least not to afford my lifestyle. Not that my lifestyle is that great, but, still got to pay the mortgage and bills and stuff. So anyway, it would be good. It takes money to make money, like I was saying earlier. Some things more than others. And now it take a little more money than it used to make something happen. And so we'll see. Hopefully I can get a little more, reinvest, then come back with this channel. I also do have ideas for other channels, but they would be unrelated to this. That's why I would do it. Like if it's a car channel and it's got me talking about cars and driving cars, that ain't really got nothing to do with TV shows. So that's why I would separate it. I may put the link or something or say this or that, but I wouldn't want to split it. I wouldn't want to, mix everything up. DeMarcus Vaughn, thank you, brother, for the super chat, man. I need every little bit I could get, man. I appreciate you, fam. I wish I could have more like you subscribe. But you say Tommy actually stole the coalition idea from Diamond. Diamond treated Tommy like Clubber Lane did Rocky and Rocky 3. More like Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. But yeah, he Clubber Langed his ass, all right. Tommy, I'm glad they didn't give him the plot armor on that. Although Tommy should have walked back in to see Maria with a shiner. What happened to you, Tommy? Oh no, me and Diamond, we just had a little conversation. That's all. A little disagreement. Well, looking like you lost in the disagreement, Tommy. I know how Miguelito he can disagree with his man. What are you doing disagreeing with your man? He should be listening to you, Tommy. You're the jefe. I know. I told them I'm the coalition. Why they won't punch me in the face? I don't know. It's disrespectful. If it was a white gang, they wouldn't have did this. Ghost never punched me in the face. Who is that, Yos? I heard you talk about the Yos again. Who is the Yos? Well, you know what? He's a friend that taught me everything I know. He made me smart. That's why I'm so smart today. Now let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and handle this diamond thing by taking out his brother Denard. I already know that's how this all started. See, I'm already writing a new episode. We gonna take out Ortega. Who else? You say Jay need to review House of Asher. They 4 episodes in. It started already? The Game of Thrones House of Asher started already? Get out of here. When does it when does it come on TV? You gotta be kidding me. The Game of Thrones House of Asher, that didn't come on yet. Hold on, you done got me going to the damn checking the tape. House of Asher. Oh, Spartacus. I do want to see that, actually. I didn't know that was on already either, though. Damn. You know, the original Spartacus was amazing. And during that time, I didn't have cable, but I caught an episode or two. And damn, it's 10 episodes. Here go another show, 10 episodes. But that Spartacus, man, if it would have came out during the age of social media, the first one, it would have been amazing. Now, I mean, honestly, let's be honest, straight up. Social media is dying. Without all these bots, fake channels, AI, big money behind channels and things. I mean, it's not what it was. Half the stuff ain't real people, or they don't want to show their face, or they got this, or they do that. It's just, man, it ain't what it used to be. Not to say if a person ain't showing their face behind a channel, it is bad or this or that, but social media is not what it would be back in the day. But had Spartacus came out when social media was in its prime, boy, it would have been all over like Game of Thrones was all over the place. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say the Bear won last night? That's what's up, man. My agent got like 2 people on that show. One of the people been on there since season 1. He was also on the Shy. He cool. Although he was supposed to do an interview on my show, and he ducked me like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, damn, nigga, if you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. I done seen him at the party a couple times, be smiling and this and that, but like, dude, I stopped asking his ass, dude. I ain't really trying to talk to your ass like that. Trying to help do this, we cross promoting, but if you don't need it, you got what you going, go for it. Hey, man. Anyway. People something else out here in these streets, man. People didn't ask me, I'll show up and do whatever if I got the time. I know some people expect more time or things or you to do more than you can, but when I say something to somebody or ask, I let them know, hey, let me know when you free, when you able to do it. I don't be like, hey, do it at this time, at this day, such and such. Like, I mean, come on. Everybody ain't that regimented like that, especially if you ain't paying them. So, Big Jimmy the Body Tyler in this piece, Jimmy the Body Ventura. Jimmy the Body is one of my old school friends. He a bodybuilder. It's just the body he building is not in, it's all over the place. It ain't necessarily got form, but he building it though. If you build it, the body you building, if you build it, she won't come. Like she'll be in the room, but she ain't gonna come because you gonna be trying to hear. You ain't gonna. Nah, I'm just joking. Just joking. You making them come more than most people, more than me. They come and go with the quickness. Don't even get to that part. Say Uncle Marvin wrong. How he did me on the interview. He said, Negro, please. I actually responded to the messages. I didn't know who you were. I thought you was the famous Jay Moore. You the wannabe. Yeah, yeah, let my people get back to your people and we'll make it happen, okay? Hey, wait, hold up. I ain't got no people. Uh-huh. Anyway. One of the other things that I realize why I do need help in this stuff is that as the game has grown, for one, with my health things, I can't do but only so much. And then two, it's things that I realize is not for my personality, which is I'll go back before I get out of here, closing, um, alluding to what I said earlier. If you're trying to start a business or make money and hustle, whatever, do something that really fits your personality. If it's something you would do for free and you're able to make money or make something out of it, more the better. But you know, I realize like my personality is not messaging people back and forth, asking them for stuff. Like even to talk to them. Like if I message you and you ain't message back, if I message you once or twice, I probably ain't gonna ever try again. And I get it, they don't know me, they busy, different stuff. But like I just that go against it makes me feel thirsty or I'm begging or I need you or you know that I just it's not in my and I get it, it's not personal. This is one of my prime directives, though. I just can't be thirsty. I never can allow myself to feel or seem thirsty. Even if I would love to have them on there, I wouldn't message them over and over and over and over or stay consistent for weeks and months. And sometimes that's what you got to do. I've even heard in interviews with people like, man, been trying to get you on this show for like over a year. And we scheduled this and this fell through and this and that. Like I would have stopped. I would have stopped. Like I ain't messaging your ass for no year. And if it's scheduled and it's falling through and this and that, I would have stopped. Unless you owe me money, even $100. But no, like that right there put such a bad taste in my mouth. I was damn near ready to say that hey, it took a couple months. And I'm like, dude, I'm about to just tell everybody, you know what I mean? Whatever. But anyway, like that, I just can't do that. I would have to hire somebody to be messaging and scheduling stuff. And they would have to keep it to themselves if people was wishy-washy or canceling. Because if I heard that or they told me that, I would say don't message them no more. Leave them alone. Like I couldn't you couldn't tell like we wouldn't get anybody. That's why I stopped. Cause I ain't got the time to be going through emailing a mess and do it. So basically, point being, whatever you get into, it's gonna be probably things that could go against your beliefs or morals or your personality, period. Um, Messaging in people ain't necessarily going against my beliefs or morals, but it does go against my personality. And so, hey, maybe some people don't want to be showing their face on camera. Well, maybe a YouTube channel ain't for you. Or maybe you should try to figure out other ways. Or if you want to be a part of a channel, everybody don't have to do it on their own. You could be working to help somebody else's channel grow. You'll be getting a steady paycheck at least. Whatever the case, you'll be a part of something that you like, you know, but the way things go now, it's like either nobody can be told anything or they got to do it all and be the star, you know, or as soon as they get a little shine, they don't know you no more or something. It's like, it's just really sad, especially in our community, because in other creator communities, they collaborate, listen, share, blow each other up, and not like a Diddy party. And they all be having millions of subscribers and support and all of that stuff. But, you know, in some other communities, it's like every man for theyself, or I'll be there as long as I can use you. And once I'm good, deuces, you know. And that's sad, you know, because I think we could all do better if we work together better than, you know, against each other. But to each his own, you know. Too much petty jealousy and things involved and stuff. So anyway, best thing to do is find something you love. And although I do like acting a lot, I wouldn't do it for free. Now, it's some people that would act for free and they do plays and things and they do it for free. I would do a play for free, but I wouldn't be the main character in that play for free, because to me, acting is a job. It's not a passion. I do like it and it's a great job, a fun job, but it's still a job because you're going to be there long hours, 12 to 16, 18 hours. You got to work at home because you got to memorize your script. It's not like you memorize it at work. When you come to work, they expect you to memorize or have your lines memorized. So when are you going to do it if you at work all day and things? So it's just a lot of work, a lot of hours and things. Now, while you there, it's not like you actually working 18 hours digging a ditch or something. It's a lot of time, downtime, so you can do it there too. But it's a job, memorization. You got to be in character. You're there, you know, it's cool. Again, not the worst job to have, but everybody is not going to have millions of dollars either. 99% of actors don't, unless they've been in the game for years, like Clifton Powell, and either been a successful B or C actor for those years, and over time built it up. Suburbia Jones was good. SG 2029. What happened to your role as Rojas? I'm still rolling, brother. Rojas, never stop. Nah, man. My role as Rojas, for those coming now at the end, was discontinued. For those that's been with the channel for a long time, I shared that it was a budget cut. At least this is from what my agent told me. Budget cuts, and certain characters' roles were either reduced or cut from the script. I mean, I could name at least 3 or 4 characters, though, all jokes aside, who has reduced roles or cut, and either they don't have lines. We may have seen them, but they don't have. I mean, Tommy's mother, we just saw her, and it barely. What was that? And that was in what, 7 episodes? And the way they set that up, I doubt we see her again. We may get a call that she relapsed and dead, and it's so hard to say goodbye to a junkie mama. But they just reduced and cut a lot of roles, and unfortunately mine was one of them. MovieBot, the theory is great, but I know that ain't gonna happen, because how can I kill Diamond in prison if they didn't film me doing it? I mean, what, they gonna just have Diamond die and then Jannar get a phone call? Yeah, Rojas killed your brother. I've decided for your brother. They could have did that, but damn, you ain't gonna even hire me to give the phone call? Revenge. Gotta go. I'm on the burner phone. Gotta save minutes. So, unfortunately, they cut that storyline, which is really sad because they started a good storyline with that. They could have did so much with that just to cut it and throw it away for nothing. And then they didn't keep me, but they kept the prison guard. That is a friend of mine. Shout out, we got the same agent. But she also did an interview on this channel, Kelly. But damn, man, they gonna keep the prison guard, but got rid of me. I guess they figure, well, she can get down in the basement and I can't. Okay, discrimination. No more DEI. They said no more DEI. Trump is in office. Cut his ass. He needs to lay down. Nah, but I guess they figured her storyline made more sense because at that point she's outside getting the product from him and he talking about sneak it in the prison or whatever. Whereas, I mean, they didn't have to write that though. They could have did my stuff and took out the cartel storyline and put me as all the stuff for the cartel could have been my gang. Anyway, I guess they, like when they had the cartel getting hit by that thick old guard. Why they cut that out for me? I think they thought I was too fat. I did have a little extra weight for COVID, but I lost that weight. They should have let me come in and impress them. They'd be like, damn, okay, we got you. Get ready, get up out of here, y'all. Let's see. You say, man, that's disappointing, but life moves on, though. Exactly. It may be other roles in the future, hopefully. Not necessarily with this show, but other shows. I mean, this ain't the only show I've been on. So there's been more roles before this, be more roles after this. And if it didn't, well, that's life, right? That's why I wasn't sitting here waiting by the phone, hoping they call me. I'm, whether it's been doing this or other things, staying busy. I got about at least 7, 8 things going on, but they all aren't very lucrative. But you add them all up, it add up to $1. So we'll see. Bobby Bailey, you funny, man. They ain't bringing back no damn Rojas because I'm Rojas and I didn't film it and I'm not in it. So I'm not taking out Diamond. So that ain't gonna happen. But you know what? Shout out to MovieBot for keeping my name in these streets, Holmes. La Onda. I ain't mad at you. Stephen Harris, Rojas is a key player with the prison system who act as a thorn in the side of Tommy associates, increasing the stakes and complexity of the street war. Man, Stephen Harris for president, y'all. Damn, man. Why the writers don't think like you, man? I knew I always liked you, man. I knew it was a reason I always liked you, man. I knew it. I knew it. I could see you smiling right now, Steve. DeMarcus Vaughn. Imagine if Jannard eliminate Kate and JP homecoming. I know, right? That'd be good TV. Oh, Tommy. It's hot. Oh, Tommy, I'm getting cold. Give me a little bump. It'll give me energy to make it. Tommy, I was wrong. Oh, no. Take care of that little Negroid boy, grandson of mine. I always like that chocolate. I always like that ding-a-lings. Tommy, I'm sorry, Tommy. I always loved you. Sorry. Oh, Miss Crafty, I was just thinking about you too, girl. Not just, but the other day, I was like, man, I wonder how Miss Crafty doing. Ain't seen you in a while. You gotta hit me up in Discord. I was just like, dang, man. I wonder how Miss Crafty and Gina and everybody doing. I gotta try to keep up, man. But man, I'm glad you came through. Ain't that funny? We on the same wavelength, shorty. But I definitely was thinking about it. I was like, dang, I might have to go to Atlanta. Track down Miss Crafty. Suburbia Jones, you played Black Cops 7? Get that new Black Cops? No, I ain't played Black Ops 7. The only game I really been playing is the new 2K, but it has been a few games. I do got that new boxing though. That boy is tight. I can't believe they gonna make a PS6. It feel like they ain't even made no games for the PS5. Man, it's gonna be what, $800 for a PS6? Only rich people gonna be able to afford to play video games. The games are gonna be $80 a piece and up, 80 to 100. Plus, with all the microtransactions and everything, plus you gotta have the game passes to play PS Plus and all of that. It's like they getting crazy out here in these streets. Bobby Bailey, they may use somebody that look like Rojas to kill Diamond. Well, if they do that, that's trash. They could have just paid me. Why they got to get a look-alike? My damn fee wasn't that high. $2,000. So what they gonna cut it? All right, Crafty. Yeah, I miss you. And yeah, we got to get the crew together. Definitely. Yeah, man. My damn fee wasn't like they were paying me no $100,000 to be on the show. The cut that they made for me, then they bring somebody else, a look-alike, for what? $500? I mean, they ain't operating on that thin of a budget, not that I know of. So, I mean, I hope you wrong, to be honest, because then I'm gonna have to call my agent. What the heck? You sure it was a budget cut? They end up getting a look-alike. How much cheaper was that? This is a union show, so it wasn't like they could get him a non-union regular. So especially if he say any words, because again, I am in the actors union, SAG after union, and everybody that work on that show. Well, I take it back. Not everybody. If you are new and this is your very first appearance and you've been in less than 3 union shows, then they can hire you for less than the union rate. They actually can. And they do a lot of times. So if you see somebody and you've never seen them before, and this may be their very first thing, well, them first 3 episodes, they probably got paid less than union dues. And here's the thing. So if you are in the union, though, they have a scale. Like if you're an extra, but you're in the union, you got to get paid minimum X amount. But if you are extra and not in the union, they'll be paying you like $200 a day, which I guess is still better than most jobs, $200 a day. Whereas maybe if you're in the union, I think it's like 400 or 500, which is like twice as much. Where if you in the union and you say lines or whatever, they got basically you get your scale from minimum of X amount to this amount. Now, of course, if you Denzel Washington and you come in, basically any actor that's got a resume that's well known, you can come in and you don't work for scale, or you can choose to work for scale. Like Clifton Powell, for example, no matter where he does, he doesn't have to work for scale. He probably mostly doesn't. But if he was going to work for a low budget project, he'll say, I'll work for scale. Well, scale could be from anywhere, depending on what you say, from $1,000 to $5,000 a day to $5,000 to $20,000 or 20 to whatever. But it don't go up to millions. It only go up to like 20 to maybe, I don't know. It don't go, I don't even think, to 100,000 at scale, because now you're getting into, custom stuff. So anyway, he could say, I'll do this for scale, which means he may only get 5 or 10 grand, 20 grand, like, to get an actor like that. Whereas if he was working his regular contracts with his agent, somebody say, hey, we want Clifton Powell to be in Ray. Okay, he wants 250,000 to be, the co-star, or he ain't gonna be the leading actor, but a recurring actor or a recurring character or whatever. And of course, they ain't paying that on scale. Whereas, anyway, a role like I had, they have somebody paying for scale. For example, Cedric the Entertainer, which this is a good thing I actually brought up. When he did his role in Power, of course, Cedric Entertainer does not have to work for scale. He has a name. He can get paid more than what the scale minimum is for actors. But in a recent article or interview, I saw it in an article, but he said he didn't work for scale for 50 Cent. Did he? And he also didn't command his usual salary. He said he didn't want to take a check from 50 Cent, which I've been like, Negro, please. But he got enough money. He don't work for paychecks. At least he shouldn't be at this point in his life. He should be okay, which is why I don't understand why so many people always advertise like The Rock or Kevin Hart or something. How many advertisements you need? Let somebody else advertise. You got money. You got over $100 million. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I got $100 million, I might not work and do nothing again. I may be doing philanthropy, helping out and doing this and minding my business, working. I'm not advertising nothing. I'm not doing it. Let somebody else do it. That's like, why is Robert De Niro still making movies? Or like these Pacino and these guys. It's like all the movie stars, Tom Cruise, all these movie stars, they won't move over and let somebody else become the next movie star. It's like they still working. Same with like rock and roll. How long you gonna be rocking and rolling and touring and shit, like, and playing the same song? Rolling Stones, they ain't probably made a new album in 40 years, like, and they billionaires. Like, I don't get this. Only thing that makes sense to me is I saw, what's his name, Bob Dylan, in an interview, and anybody can look this up on YouTube, where they asked him, he like, it's a black dude with glasses interviewing him. He like, why you still do it, Bob? You got all the awards, the money. Why you do it? He like, I'm holding up my end of the bargain. He like, your end of the bargain? He like, yeah, bargain to who? He like, well, to the Supreme Commander. He like, the Supreme Commander. Or he said something to the fact of the ruler on this earth and beyond or something. And he like, who's that? He's like, the Supreme Commander. He like, the Supreme Commander? They're like, yeah. We can go down some rabbit holes, but if you really get down to the Bible, it tells who the ruler of this earth is. I mean, the ruler of this earth did offer all the kingdoms and power and glory to somebody, and they said no. People say, well, how could, or whatever, but it's allowed right now. And when I hear stuff like that, it does make me wonder, like, why they keep going and doing it. How many regular people would keep doing that if they had everything they could possibly want? So, a lot, man. I just, I'd do something else. But anyway. TTO, you say it's been 2 years since Ghost died. Reek did 3 semesters. Man, I'm telling you, man, that was pathetic, man. Definitely pathetic, and definitely could have they messed up Power, OG Power, and Book 2 Ghost to me when they tried to do too much in short amount of time windows in the storyline. And they wanted to make sure we knew they were getting all this done in such a short amount of time that I'm like, there's no way these people can do so much and get so much done in such a short amount of time. They're like the most productive people. DeMarcus Vaughn, Wheelie was a Timu version of Rojas. Well, I'm glad they killed him instead of me. At least I'm out in the ether. I'll be a character y'all always wonder, will he come back in the next spinoff, or what happened to, or where are they now? Where are they now? We're going to check back in Rojas and see what happened when he got out of prison. Whereas Wheelie, go Wheelie, go Wheelie, go. Oh shit, they shoot. I couldn't duck. Go Wheelie, go Wheelie. That was so horrible. Jay, you don't think that Wheelie replacing your character, do you? Yes and no, actually. That's funny that you say that. Go Wheelie, go Wheelie. First of all, I could have done that. They should have called me back for that. No. But that was whack. I'm glad that I got the part that I got rather than that. Not to diss him. I'm glad he got a part too. Hey, they didn't have to put people in wheelchairs in the show, or if they did, they could have just put a regular able-bodied actor in it and sat them down. So for them to actually try to do that, I think it's cool, and I like that. But at the same time, that was the typical cornball approach. Whereas what they had me doing was different and gangster and unique, showing that even though this situation happened, I'm still can run stuff, make moves, still a threat. Whereas he a goofy doing this or whatever. So I didn't like that depiction so much as that's like the usual depiction. And also the problem with it was, I think that maybe subconsciously they could be messing with the audience by throwing him in, and maybe people either forget about my character, or I guess they may subconsciously think he got shot up or something. Or maybe they feel we still kept a person in that situation on the show, so I guess, we ain't really tripping and selling out nobody or something. Miss Crabtree, you say give you 1 million, you make it to last the rest of your life. I know that's right. Although inflation is a mother, but because $1 million when we were kids in the 80s and 90s, if you said you was a millionaire, that means you was set for life. Whereas now, hell, $1 million can't even buy you a decent house in certain markets. But everybody don't need to get in those markets, rather, I should say. For example, my house, which is only 2 million. No, I'm joking. But no, I got a regular house here in Indianapolis, and this house would probably be in California, which I'm pretty sure most people could say this. But in California or New York, this house could easily be like 700,000-800,000 or more, or $1 million. In Chicago, probably not. Probably be close to what I paid, give or take, maybe $100,000 more, maybe. But yeah, the key to real wealth is to, for one, have wherever you live paid off. You can't really do that with an apartment. So, but you can buy a house that's only 100 grand or less. Like I was saying, so many people get tax money every year. You know, like I was talking to a friend of mine, she got a 16-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old. So I'm like, for 16 years, or at least for 10 years, you've been getting at least 5 to 10 stacks every year at tax time. That's 100 grand in the last 10 years in cash. You could have put down on a house, you could have paid this off, you could have did that, cleared this credit up, did this, and then by the time you 40, which is where you are now, you could have had a lot of this stuff done and paid for. You wouldn't be driving Uber or DoorDash. You wouldn't be, because now you stuck trading your time for money. You don't want to hear it and doing this and that. It's only so much time in the day. But here's the deal, is that if we able to get a house paid off and then have something else you own that can create income, whether it's, I wouldn't suggest doing DoorDash, because that's, I mean, not DoorDash, what is it called? Airbnb. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that, because that is come and go, and also people, you got a lot of work with that. I would suggest either a rental or something like that more than that, or it's other ways you could make it a group home or something. I do other things than an Airbnb, but or start a business or do other things. Not that these are easy things, none of them are, but the best thing is to have your place paid off, because then that's like getting a second job right there. If how many people would be better off if they didn't have to pay rent or mortgage right now? I know I'm one of them. If I ain't have to pay mortgage right now, hell, I might feel like I could retire now. I might feel like a millionaire now. So shoot, and I ain't got, that's just $2,000. But if I could save $2,000 every month, boy, I'll be winning. I'd be winning. So, girl, you slipping. You gotta watch these episodes. Young Slim, what's good, fam? How you been? Tito, you out there with cousin Buddy? Cousin Buddy. No, he was in Gary. Damn sure ain't out there. Lord Bison, what's good, fam? Spreading love in the neighborhood for this Christmas cheer. You say if Diamond go back to prison, let Rojas delete him. Facts. You know I'm gonna take him down, y'all. You missed my funny jokes earlier. I think I had a couple bangers. But damn right I'll take his ass down. Too bad movie bot don't work for the show. Angie's Angle. Hey Jay, you probably already answered this question, but if it were up to you, which character would you want to portray in any of the Power series? Oh, I'd be Ghost. That's easy. That's real easy. I'd be Ghost. If I could be any character in the Power series, I'd be Ghost. Although I do think I am smarter than Ghost. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm, but because a lot of the stuff he was doing and things actually is learned from my day and my experience, 90s stuff. So I would have been, I like wearing them suits. I'd have been GQ'd to watch all that. You know what I mean? Except I would have had bodyguards. It wouldn't have been no damn elevator opening up and you inside my house. Hell no. Nah. You could take the elevator up and then you'll be in the hallway and then it'll be a door that you still gonna have to ring to get in. But this elevator and you in the house, oh hell to the no. That ain't gonna happen. Angie, come on now. That alone seals the deal. But then Tasha too. Now, Tasha, she would have wore me out too with the complaints and the spinning and all of the. She would have, yeah, I would have might have moved on with Angie. But he should have did a clean break. He should have never came back when he was in Miami, and the show would have ended right there. Cause me and Angie, and she was walking around thicker than a snicker down there, boy. Hey, I'd have did a Harlem Nights. This is when it turned into Harlem Nights. I'd have been called back. Hey, Tasha. No, I'd be like, hey, Tariq, put mommy on the phone. Hey, Tasha, I ain't never coming home. You and the kids have a good life. Hey, man, you can have all that shit. Yeah, have a good life. Man, and I'd have been out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. Tommy, all of y'all, kiss my ass. Straight up. I'm down here with Angie. Hell, we might have went to Puerto Rico. Straight up. Started a club, moved down there, and I'd have just clapped cheeks and enjoyed the sunrise, man. I might have had little chiquitos running around there. I'd have forgot all about Tariq, little punk ass, ungrateful little ass. He can go sell his drugs all he wants. Shit. Ain't no be trying to sit here arguing and convincing your little silly. You know what? Now you got a reason to sell drugs because I'm taking that money and cutting y'all out. Now you can go be. Now you got a reason to hate me. Now you got a reason to want to shoot me. Ungrateful little mama. Keep all my money. You ain't leaving your ass no $1 million. You know what? I'm taking all that with me. Y'all figure out what the hell you want to do. Daycare, whatever. Keep that punk ass crib. Whatever. Be with Sean. Deuces, okay? Deuces. Hell, I'm going to have me 2 or 3 Angies over here working for me. I know, right? It sounds horrible. But like I say, the show would have been over because they would have been a happy ending, though. It would have been a happy ending every night. TTO, John Wick, easy work for Kanan. Headshot, 1 shot, 1 kill. Where unique uncle work. Yeah, they was whack. Angie's angle, I can see you as Councilman Tate. Hell no. I mean, I can do that because I like politics. I may even get into politics one day. Don't be surprised if y'all be like, he did it. But I don't like getting too greasy. That's the problem. If I get into politics, I need to be able to not need donations. But the reason you get donations because if you put in your own money and you don't make it, then you broke. Also, why you put in so much money to get a job that don't pay that much? That means you already greasy or you plan to get greasy. So, I just can't do that, man. Because again, you should watch the whole video. Or if you did watch this whole live stream, I just didn't see your comments. But earlier in this live stream, I did talk about my prime directives, what I live by, and I just can't be a sellout, man. And has that prevented me from things in the past? Yeah, but that's cool. That's all right, because I don't feel bad that I have something, but I gave up something back. I ain't give up no holes to get ahead. All right. So, of course, that's the one everybody thinks about. But there's a lot of things that you could give up or not give up in life that could be a problem. And if you do it for money, that's why some people allegedly use drugs, drink, whatever that's in this business, because maybe they may have did some things to get some places or have some things that's compromised. Same in politicians. So no, I like Councilman Tate as far as how he dressed. I do like fashion to a certain extent. I know I'm just wearing a regular black little shirt here at Nautica. I normally wear a t-shirt. I mean, I'm just trying to be comfortable a lot of times on these, but I would like a nice 3-piece suit. gators and things, not no green gators, but you know, nice shoes or whatever thing. I like certain things. I wouldn't get no high color suits, zoot suits, but I do like to dress nice and stuff. So, you know, I like that aspect, but Councilman Tate is a punk. I don't like his character as a man. And he's slimy and backstabbing, and the way he finds a way to use people, I think is despicable. Like, I hate using a person. Like, if I genuinely don't like a person, or if I genuinely don't feel what a person is doing, I'll leave them alone. Like, even if they could help me or do something, or even if a woman, like, for example, a woman really liked me or wanted to do something and I'm not feeling her, I'm not going to do that. Like, I would feel like I used or took advantage. Like, I can't do that. I can't justify that. Maybe some people can, maybe they do. More power to them. I'm not saying I ain't never ever found a reason or made a mistake in my life, but most of the time, I think I'm like over 95% that I ain't never did something like that with somebody or compromise myself, period. You know, so I could have had a role for a movie, but they wanted me to play a role that, let's just say, I don't think was the best role for me. Now, if I would have did it, maybe I may have surprised myself, and maybe it would have been good. Maybe I would have got the recognition I was thinking about. But I might not have wanted that recognition though. So I'd rather not have it and not have the money and recognition and things than to be recognized or have, be known for something that I wish people didn't remember or know you for. People call this Rojas. I don't feel bad about that. So it don't bother me. If I was doing something else as Rojas, if I was playing the role as that female guard in that for the cartel, I'd be embarrassed about being Rojas. I'll be trying to tell y'all, no, that was simulated. It wasn't real. I didn't actually do that, bro. Come on, man. Y'all don't understand the craft of acting, do you? Y'all don't get it. I'll be trying to say it's y'all fault. I'll be in denial. SG, you say at J, D-Mac's story mirrors Ghost's childhood more than Tariq. D-Mac and Ghost both grew up in the hood, have fathers that own a club, and Genesis, the girl like Angie, who wanted him to go to school. Yeah, that's true. Definitely a good point. I mean, let's all be real. Power has recycled a lot of the similar storylines in their spinoffs. They just put it in different characters or changed it up here or there a little bit. But I mean, if anybody disagree with me on this one, I'd like to hear it, because I think it's about 2 to 3 times more people that come and let you know they be recycling these storylines one way or another. So yeah, not you, of course, that said that. I'm just saying whoever disagreed. There's a bunch of people that'll let them know that I ain't the only one, that notice that. I actually don't notice it as much as others. Shoot, Christian, he be pointing it out a lot. He be pointing it out to me sometimes. I don't even be noticed. I'll be like, man, what? And he be telling, like, dang, you know what? They did do that. Oh, I'll tell y'all something else before I get out of here and go. I'm gonna read these last couple comments, but a show that I am gonna watch is Fallout Season 2. It's on Amazon Prime. Now, if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can download the Amazon Prime Movies app, and you can watch it for free with the membership. So, but they don't really advertise their stuff good. But Fallout's a video game franchise. Man, it's a dope franchise, and they really did a good job on this show. I mean, they put a lot of money into this show. You could tell, and if this was on HBO or Stars, this would be a humongous hit. I hate that all of this stuff is fractured on all these damn apps everywhere. It's horrible for the industry. It's just horrible. It's just the same with sports, like we was talking about the other day. Try to watch basketball, football. It's wild. Christian, you listening? Young Slim, you say the whole political system is corrupt. They need to share the money that everyone is getting with us. Pay for votes. Pay people for votes. Nah, don't pay people for votes. But what they could do is make, like in other countries, a holiday. So the day of voting is a paid holiday, which means that more poor people would be able to vote, because most people got to work on a Tuesday. They can't take the day off or half the day off to go vote and stand in line. You know, they can open up more polling stations, which would make it easier, and you wouldn't be in long lines. These are all things to deter people. And then people need to be able to, like the news and things, they should be held accountable by the people, because that's the only job written in the Constitution is the press that has protections. Because if we don't have people keeping an eye on the people in power and they ain't protected, how can we know anything? We too far away. So they got to have that protected. And then you got to put regulations on all this stuff. It shouldn't be like more than $5,000 donation should be the cap. Well, if a billionaire can only donate $5,000, that limits their reach. They can only buy out a politician. How much? They can't buy out a politician no more than a lot of other things. But then also, and this is a big rabbit hole, I don't want to get too sidetracked, because I could talk about this for a minute. And early voting is good, but they need to get it a lot more places, and they're trying to stop that because that's through the mail. So they want to attack the early voting, and that's why they said mail-in ballots, because then that would make it where poor people can't vote early. And I say poor people because if you make under $250,000 a year, you really are poor. You really are. You ain't one of the 1%. You ain't a millionaire. So you may have millions, possibly. Anyway, let me go get sidetracked. Where was I at? I done lost my train of thought. You like them rabbit holes? I know, right? I'll dig up a bunch of them. But what is he talking about? Let me go back to the damn comment. What I was saying? Oh, about the votes. Here's the thing. I believe to get rid of money out of politics, here's the problem. Why does it cost so much money to get these jobs that don't pay much? They should just give, it should be when whoever, see, this ain't gonna probably happen, but what I would like is that they all get equal time. If you're a candidate and you went through the process of getting approved to be in the primary and run, then all candidates should get equal free airtime on, media organizations or on social media, whatever the medium is, hell, the radio, whatever. Every area, say it's 5 areas of media, social media, TV, radio, whatever, billboards, they all get $1 million for each category. And That's it. And that's basically the budget for each. And they don't have to raise money or nothing. It's like $5 million in credits. They can take it out of we can put that and make a separate budget. And the taxes, hell, they find ways in taxes to do all kind of stuff. We can make a politician campaign budget where if people are approved, then that budget pays only up to 5 million max or whatever it is deemed. And that's across the board. It don't matter if they, whatever party they behind, if you've been approved and you've gotten enough votes to be on a ticket, you get this budget. And then your people can decide how it's allocated. You can spend, $1 million on your budget to the max on these categories. Say you didn't use that money on podcasting, oh well, so be it. And if you did use it and didn't, whatever. But the point is, that makes politicians not to be basically hoes. Because they hoes. And I've seen and looked in this before as well. A lot of people know about the White House and Congress and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know it's a lot of other governmental buildings that they actually work out of, and they just meet in these places. But all around those buildings is other buildings, and they got to go to the DNC headquarters or the RNC headquarters. And what are they doing? They on the phone contacting donors all the time, trying to raise money, get money, do this, promise that, don't do this, don't do that, da 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 da. And in one sense, it's good because they working for the people in their district, so you should know this and that. But it's bad because now they not talking to the regular people, because we ain't got time to be talking politicians directly. And we ain't got enough money to be giving them $10, $20, $30,000 all the time and get stuff done. So they talk to the best of the regular people, the ones making hundreds of thousands or millions, and they say this and do that to promise. Anyway, they began to be whole because they got a re-election campaign coming up, and they got to do this and they got to do that, which basically makes our government for sale. And then they figure out, hell, well, such and such is doing it, so I'm going to do this, and such traded on these stocks, so I'm going to do this. And people love to say Nancy Pelosi, but she's not the one that made the most. And not to say whoever made the most should be. They all are wrong, but it's not illegal. And of course, people that's there in power doing it, it's hard to get you to write laws to put yourself in jail. I mean, who here would write a law to put themselves in jail? So it's messed up, man. Yeah, you need a cap budget for both parties. Facts, man. Because you can't have either party be working for anybody but the people, period. And the majority of the people, because if it goes by the majority of the votes, well, you got to work for the majority of the people. So if the majority of the people elected you, you don't just take money from, the top 1%, and that's who you really work for. No, you work for the majority of the people. And if that's who elected you, then you got to do what they had on the ballot or whatever they wanted, whether good or bad. I think some of this bad stuff that only happens because big donors are the ones that really want that bad stuff to happen. And I believe that for both ways. And I believe that good stuff don't happen because big donors, whether they be big donors from companies or individuals, like companies are just as bad, probably worse, because they got a polluting company and they pay them politicians so much money. And next thing you know, they don't regulate this company that's polluting everybody and killing them. And since the politician don't live in that neighborhood and the company don't, the owners of the company don't, they just pollute and drinking water and do this and that, and they look the other way. I mean, companies are way worse than people, damn near. But all of this stuff, man, it destroys it. And then it makes people not vote more because they feel like it don't matter, which they want to happen, so they can have more control and get more of what they done. It's just a horrible cycle, man. Horrible cycle. Young Slim, I want to get some of the money they clearly are giving to other countries. Everyone is getting rich but the people. Well, that's because the people are allowing it. We are allowing it. And, I know what you're saying about giving the money to other countries, but here's another thing that'll make you mad. The country that I think you talk about, you ain't got to say it. We know. But they not the only ones, but a lot of these countries we give money to, they got universal health care. They got a lot of things that we don't have, but we the ones supporting them and keep giving them money. But then we can't have nothing and do this and that because we can't afford it. But we giving money to countries and weapons and stuff, and they got better health care benefits and things than we got. Now, again, it's not that simple. Just because one country has a benefit we don't have don't mean they better off or a better country. But I think as Americans born and raised here that know better, we know medical debt, especially as we get older, and medical bills, you on the verge of getting wiped out. I mean, hell, I was 33 years old, never been sick, never been injured, never broke a bone, good shape, weighed about 190 pounds, 200 pounds, take my shirt off, looking good. One car accident, all it take, man. And next thing you know, shit, that was $225,000 in medical bills. And if I did get money in the car accident, they wanted to take it. I didn't get no money, but they wanted to take it. They sent me the notice. They were looking for it, and not being able to work and having that, I wasn't able to pay it. And thankfully, I didn't have much they could take. But had I did, they would have took it. Say I had $100,000 I was saving for retirement, they'd have took that. And all kind of stuff. So one thing, you get cancer, all kind of stuff. It can wipe you out, man. Take your house. I remember I was in the court. I was probably like 2 or 3 years before I was injured, but I was there paying a ticket for something. And I remember this lawyer talking to this elderly couple in the hallway. One was in a wheelchair, one was like using a walker or whatever, and he was like asking them about their assets because he was talking about medical debt, and they were like tears talking about they don't have nothing and this and that. And I was ear hustling, so I didn't want to get too involved. I was only like in my late 20s, but I remember thinking, damn, man, they barely holding on, and you still asking what they got so you could take it, man. And then what's really bad, they put in like school loans. You can't file for bankruptcy for medical debt or school loans. So they gonna get that money, man, or you gonna die owing them, or you gonna pay it. Either thing gonna happen. You gonna die owing them, or you gonna pay it. And one of the things I really tried to do for my son, which I don't know what's going on with that, man, but I did not want him to be in financial debt starting his life. I didn't want him to become a debt slave. And so I talked to him about a scholarship for school and career that he want his whole life. And he did get a 4-year academic scholarship to IUPUI, and this should be his last year. It's hard to get any information out of him. So I hope he didn't drop out. I hope that he finish and get this done, because he gonna realize, man, you only so young for so long, and then it's over, and man, you'll be damn near 30 realizing you should have and then you'll be trying to go to school. It'd be so much expensive and debt, and you got bills, or if you had a family or kids, or if you didn't and you older, and it's just so much, man. And what's even crazier is if he was following the plan I had set up for him. I ain't gonna even get into all the plans because it was, but even the plan of just finishing this school and getting your degree and just having a degree in the field that you chose. It ain't what I told you go to school for. You went there, choose what you want. Said he wanted to get into political science or whatever. Whatever it is, to graduate with a 4-year degree, zero debt, be 21 years old with no kids, and be able to, and I've been helping them with credit and stuff, but anyway, be able to get your job in a career field, not punching a clock somewhere. You know, it would put him ahead in so many ways. You wouldn't spend years of your life working bullshit jobs, punching the clock hourly, or, trying to get overtime, or working in places that you probably wouldn't have dreamed of working in, or whatever the case. You could just move with your life in a way that a lot of people don't get a chance to do, especially for my community. And even if your first job was only paying 40 grand a year, that's a way better than working at a warehouse or places that's anywhere paying out like you 21, and that could have been your first gig, a career field, and 5 years you could have been making excellent. But man, it's everybody's own life. You can only want for somebody but so much, and can't want for somebody more than they want for themselves, or want a path more than somebody want for themselves. So I'm sure I didn't do what I was supposed to do. My mom wanted me to graduate college, and I did go 4 years and I didn't finish. And that's one of my biggest regrets. Not for her, myself though, because I even knew then that I was going to be not reaching my potential of what I could have done in life. And, good grief. Been trying to make the most of it ever since, basically. And I know that's the story for a lot of us, that we didn't make the most of. That's like such a crucial thing, the beginning of your life in school and finishing that, So anyway, not to say that makes everything great, because it don't. That that don't mean everything is good if you go. There's a lot of routes in life. So that's why you kind of got to leave it alone. That is a route that could be good, high percentage, but not always. And if you don't go that route, don't mean that you're a loser or you messed up or whatever. It's a lot of ways. Hell, I didn't finish that route, so gotta just make the most that we can. Anyway, I guess that was a depressing story. Everybody's starting to log off. Lost like 10 people watching on that one. So with that being said, I guess I'm going to call it a night. What's good, man? Grand man, what's good? Young Slim, they said Ukraine is the #1 buyers of sports cars since the war started. Think about that. Well, I'd have to research about that. I doubt that. I know that's a way that they put out stories to try to imply that they corrupt or money laundering, but I doubt how many people could buy that and do that, and I doubt that. Not to say they probably ain't bought a few or more than maybe they usually do. I'd have to look into that before I accept that one. I mean, I don't know. I think they got a lot more on their mind than driving around in sports cars when half the roads and places is blowing up. like I said, I'd have to look into that. I'd have to Google that and look at a few stories before I can read a few stories about that before I can really get a opinion on that. I try to at least look at a few sources on something before I bring it up or comment on something. So we'll see if that is the case. Damn, that would be messed up. But then again, hell, they could be acting like the baby boomers. They trying to get the cars because they feel like they may die any day. So hell, give me a car. Are the cars used? Are they new? Used? What? There's so many questions I'd have. I'm gonna have to look it up. Ray Negron, what's good, fam? Long time no see. Hope all's well with you, man. Jay, my brother, I hope everything is well, and I hope you have a great holiday, my G. Same to you, man. Hope all is well with you. Hope your business is doing good and thriving. Hope your family's all well, man. You was gone but not forgotten, man. Good to see you. You one of the few it is good to see from that era. I actually mentioned that era earlier in the live stream. So you one of the few that was all right. So anyway, about to wrap this up, y'all. I actually went live longer than I planned when I started. I thought I would do an hour. So anyway, went down a couple little rabbit holes to dig my way back out. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm glad everything is blessed with you, fam. Yeah, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, catch the replay. Definitely appreciate the love and support. Yeah. And everybody, y'all have a happy holiday coming up. I guess when we touch back in, Christmas would have been in past, right? I mean, I ain't got no Santa Claus coming this way, but I might get a present or two. But the truth is, I mean, I'm not against Christmas, but once you know so much about all that stuff, it's like I do like Black Friday in the sense of sales. I did pick up a few items. I didn't buy any shoes though. I'm kind of mad about buying shoes, man. I had a pair of LeBron's dry rot. These are nice LeBrons too. I ain't never wore them, and they just rotting away in the box. I need to do a video and complain to Nike about that. But I think I am gonna buy those Kobe 3s though. They come out December 24th. I'm gonna try to get those. Although I did see them cheaper on StockX already, so I might just get them on StockX. But I might get the Kobe 3s. I never had a pair of Kobe 3s. I know the Bugs Bunny Jordans came out, and the what else? The Gamma 11s. I almost wanted to get the Gamma 11s. I ain't gonna lie, but I didn't. I got like 4 or 5 pair of 11s. So although the Gammas, this is part of the problem, and I'm getting sidetracked again, but the sneaker culture, the resale culture. I had a friend over here talking about I got some shoes I can give or hook up with her son. I'm like, he got 300. I ain't got no damn shit. I can give him these dry rots for 50, but ain't no damn hand-me-down shoe culture thing. Like, she like, you tripping, this and I had to show her on StockX, and she look at mine, she like, what? Them shoes is $500. What? I'm like, yeah, like, you tripping. What you thought this was? Me making up something? Thought I was like, what, being a woman and got these for outfits? Nah. Ain't no damn outfit collection up in here. I may have them that could match, but that ain't what this is. This that resale market right here, you know. And so she was shocked, and you know, she ain't getting none either. But Yeah, man, all that stuff. You gotta be careful. Like I think I'm gonna get rid of a lot of shoes. Actually, might sell them on my eBay page. I need to redo my eBay channel page, and then I put it out here on my YouTube channel. And if anybody want to grab stuff, because you can list on eBay 250 items for free. You know, it's so many ways that you can make money and make a hustle. For example, I came across a woman, this tie into a conversation we had earlier about trying to be an entrepreneur, find ways to make a hustle happen, whatever. This woman, she like, so say if you a woman, and one of the things you like to do is on the weekends go to the Goodwill or go antiquing and stuff. That's what she like to do. But you start to a point you getting too much stuff or whatever. Or she was having friends that'll be like, where you find that? Da, 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 da. So anyway, what she did is she would go do that anyway because she liked to do it. And when she would find things that she liked or thought was a good deal or other people could use or like, she would put it on her eBay page. Well, long story short, this lady made 800 and something $1,000 in 1 year. She been doing it for a few years, but she roughly make about $800,000 a year finding stuff at different places, pawn shops, Goodwill, estate sales, whatever. And she do this full time now, and listing it on eBay for resale. And I mean, and that's something she loved to do. Now she's making enough money where she don't work anywhere else. That's all she does. She's even included her kids into it. And you know, it's a lot of ways to make a dollar. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Suburbia Jones, you say not after how Kobe treated his parents. Well, that was a sad story. I don't know all the details, and Kobe and his parents never released all the details. But from what I heard, and I'm not sure, but I think it's over Vanessa. I think they didn't like him dating a Hispanic woman. They would have rather him being with a black woman. Now, of course, that's what I heard. Allegedly, it could be more nuanced than that. Could have nothing to do with that. I'm not sure. But I will say young men are very sensitive to a woman they in love with and their family criticizing them. I've been sensitive. It's different degrees now. I wouldn't sell out. Now, he eventually married her. So at some point, the parents, if this was the issue, got to ease up because that's no longer somebody he dating. And at a certain age, it don't matter what he do to a certain extent because he's an adult. But once somebody is married, you kind of got to accept that person if you love the person that the other one. So if you love your son and that's who he married, well, you got to accept that. You can't keep criticizing this or that, or else they're going to have a problem you criticizing their wife or husband. Now, again, I don't know all the details. I don't know if that was even the real thing. That's what I heard. Again, could have heard wrong. Could be a lot more nuanced than that. But I know they end up selling his merch. They both done things back and forth to each other. And then Kobe's sister involved and things. I mean, it's family drama, you know what I mean? It's hard to get into and know what and how. His father gave him a whooping in Italy or something. I don't know. Was his father cheating on his mama or something? I don't know. Maybe he don't. It's so much, man. It's so much to go on with stuff like that. It's hard to know. Now, if I saw him smack his mama in the face like Diddy allegedly did, because they said Diddy got up and smacked his mama in the face when she said something about maybe we should quit or something. It's like, bitch, whack. I don't know, man. I don't know how to justify that one. Oh, man, speaking of, well, I hate to say speaking of Diddy, but speaking of Diddy, I almost forgot to talk about Dave Chappelle before I got out of here. And I have to say, Dave Chappelle new special that dropped on Netflix last night was pure genius. Perfect. I mean, damn, man. Now, what I will say is that I think I can have a perfect show too if I had, which I'm been trying to work on, but if you have a venue that you can work every night and refine your stuff, you should be able to come up with a great show. Now, it's a lot of people that have that and don't do that, and a lot of people are not there. I'm not taking away. He is one of the best, but he did an excellent show. He talked about Diddy. Of course, he's saying he ain't never got done by Diddy. He always end up leaving before anything happened. He talked about performing in Saudi Arabia, and how they were everybody on him because they killed the journalist. But how many journalists been killed over there in Israel, and ain't nobody said nothing about it? Got a good point. He had a lot of good points. I ain't gonna give away the whole thing, but if you didn't watch the Dave Chappelle comedy special last night, you definitely want to watch that. It's about an hour, and if you didn't finish watching this live stream, wait till you rewatch this, then go. Nah, man, I ain't gonna never out view Dave Chappelle, but I'm telling you, that was a master class in comedy. And here's the thing with comedy, and why I say that's a master class, and it doesn't matter whatever style it is. He has a conversational style where it seems like it's just you and him having a conversation, kind of like how we talking now. But he weaves in his jokes into his conversation. It's like storytelling. And the beauty of that style is that it's so natural. You feel like it's just you and him talking, having a conversation, you know. And that's, to me, my favorite style of comedy. It's the style that I like the best as I've been older, especially. But it's all kind from slapstick, which falling on the floor, or doing stunts or moving around. That's more physical comedy, moving around and using the mic stand and this and that. I was more of a slapstick kind of comedian when I was younger, doing things, moving around or falling around or trip or do something like that, then or say something, did I do that? But I did like that type of comedy, and I was very animated. I could moonwalk, do all kind of stuff. So, all that stuff would be, or like if I was doing an impersonation, I would like move like them or walk like them or something. So all of that stuff would be what I would do before when I was younger. But you know, impressions and all that stuff, is all good. Dave Chappelle doesn't do impressions, but I think every style benefits from practice and refinement. And that any style could be funny. I could laugh at people falling down and stuff just as much as I could be laughing at a good story. It just got to be done right. You see somebody walk and fall on the floor, I'm be like, really? Whereas if they slip on a banana peel, now you talking. The banana peel, man, no, I'm joking. But no, if it done right, period, is good. Not the banana peel in the tailpipe, though. Abigail Privilege, you say you look like Chang Ben from Stray Kids. I don't know who that is or the movie, but I hope that's a good reference. Is that good or bad? Is that funny or corny? Suburbia Jones, it's impossible for Diddy to slap his mother in her face when all his assets are in her name. The documentary says 75% go to his mother. I think it's all damn near 100% in her name. I mean, at the time they said he slapped her, if I remember right, wasn't it like after that party where people got trampled or something? So I guess the company wasn't in her name yet, but I wouldn't have did that to my mama. For one, it would have turned into a fight because if I slapped her, she wouldn't have sat there and took it. She'd have jumped all over my ass. So now I'd have to beat her up or she about to beat the hell out of me. So I don't want to escalate that. I don't want to get the hell beat out of me and I don't want to beat her up. How we gonna go back from that? I'm gonna be like, what's for dinner? So no. Besides, she ain't never made me mad enough to want to do that. Made me mad enough to want to not talk to you for a while, get some air. But to do that, no. I'm so blessed that ain't never happened. Thank the Lord. Woo! That's gotta be depressing. Suburbia Jones, Dave didn't say he left before anything happened. He said he did not see anything while he was there. His house is raided. If there was any evidence, any parties, they would have found it. Well, that's not true. How much evidence of parties have you seen from Diddy's house raids? How much has been released? Zero? Really? We ain't seen no tapes of no celebrities at a party or nothing happening, just like old Epi's list. And if Dave didn't say that, he basically said something like, oh, damn, they go to Diddy parties. They did it. Wait until I left again. Or something like that, he said. Or he said the invite to be there or something. He like, finally, a Diddy party. And it was Nipsey Hussle or something. He made a couple little things or whatever, but, you know, you might be right. He didn't exactly say he left this time. I think he did on another one, but he basically said that. He said Diddy is the one that tackled that dude that tried to stab him on stage. He said, man, how you going to be mad if somebody try to save your life? Diddy said, take that, take that. All right, y'all. I'm about to wrap this up. I see it's getting late up in here in the building. But shout out to DeMarcus Vaughn, man, and Lord Bison coming through with the super chats, man. I mean, I definitely appreciated the love. Definitely could use it. Good to see a few people I ain't seen in the chat in a while. Y'all may have been gone, but not forgotten. And lastly, man, I'm going to wrap it up, but shout out to MovieBot, man, keeping these Rojas name in the streets, man. Maybe we should get him to write for the next Power spinoff or something. We can make something happen. Maybe I need to contact him, do an interview. But I think he only does like voiceovers. I don't think he do interviews and stuff. But it's all good, man. It's all to the good, fam. Y'all have a good weekend. Happy holidays. And we're going to be back. I'm getting a mole that's growing right here. I'm like, what in the world? Damn, holy moly. I thought people was born with a mole. It started to grow a little thing. Like, what the hell? Anyway. Y'all have a good weekend, man. Hope y'all get y'all Christmas shopping done. They only got like 4 days to do it, if not. And deuces, peace. And I'm out of here, man. Y'all be blessed.